Hello, my name is Kelly Conway, and I'm here today to talk to you about stress. Several years ago, one of my fellow coworkers gave me a gift. It was a notepad. Across the top of it, in big bold letters, it said stress. Underneath, it provided this definition. Stress is the ability to overcome the desire to choke someone who truly deserves it. Anyone who's ever worked in customer service, they can relate. But all joking aside, stress is serious. Whether it's mild, moderate, or extreme, stress weighs on the body. We need to be able to understand it, to cope with it, to see the warning signs, and to manage it much better than we do. Work-life balance is the new mantra in the marketplace. I believe that stress probably had something to do with that. But the concept is right. If you're going to work hard, you need to play hard. Sometimes life is just as stressful as work or more. So how do we understand stress? How do we know the symptoms of stress? How do we cope with stress? Stop and think just for a moment with me. Some key words that you might think of when you think of stress: frustration, chaos, anger, draining. You'd be correct. Let's see what Merriam-Webster has to say about stress. Stress is a physical, chemical, emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation. Did you ever think of that? Stress as a disease? Or is stress an outburst of frustration and we get over it? Let's look a little deeper. We're talking about the physical, the chemical, and the emotional. Sounds medical to me. Medical science has identified 3 stages of stress. The first stage is alarm. Your body realizes that you're in a situation and it's starting to have more heightened awareness to it. You may find that your face flushes, your heart rate goes up, maybe your muscles start to get a little tense. You may have feelings of embarrassment, fear, frustration, even the butterflies of falling in love. Stress. If our body can't return us back to normal by secreting some hormones to help get everything under balance, we end up in the second stage of stress, which is called resistance. Our body starts to fight a little harder to get us back to that norm that we were at before. Glucose levels go up to help our energy levels go up, because let's be honest, stress is draining. Our blood pressure goes up, and our body just continues to fight. But eventually, our body's not going to be able to do it. It's going to become exhausted, which is stage 3. And exhaustion can be physical or mental, emotional, or it can be all 3. Stage 3 can lead to illness, lowered immune system, collapse, organ damage, or even death. Knowing the anatomy of stress is helpful, but we need to know how to cope with it. Let's talk about several methods. The method of fight or flight. I make a choice whether I'm going into battle or I'm going to retreat and regroup. Tend and befriend. I'm going to handle it in a different situation. I'm going to go talk it through with somebody. I'm going to have a support system. It'll be that gripe session that we all have at work when we're stressed. That's a coping mechanism. Other people tend to deal with it through happy people or healthy people. Power of positive thinking. That's considered optimism, and it's a choice. Then we have the people who use self-efficacy. Fancy word. Basically what it means is they believe we have a choice whether we're going to resist that stress, give into that stress, or how we're going to handle that stress. Then there are other people that combine the optimism and the self-efficacy. They use the coping mechanism of hardiness. These people have that positive feeling. They also have the thought that it's choice. These people will set goals for themselves, do some research. They may change their diet, change their sleeping habits, Begin to exercise regularly. Give up smoking or another bad habit that's causing them to just feed into the stress. So what does it all mean when you know all of the different terms for the stages of stress and the coping mechanisms for stress? Basically, no matter how healthy we are, no matter how happy we all deal with stress. And our dealing with stress and the stress itself is just as unique as we are as individuals. You need to be able to identify the signs and symptoms of your stress. It won't be the same for everyone. Sometimes we just need to listen. Our body does speak to us. We have physical symptoms: headache, insomnia, upset stomach, muscle tension. We may have mood swings, or we're irritable, sudden outbursts, sudden withdrawal from other people. We may have a change in behavior. Stress snacking, yeah. Stress snacking is overeating. Drug dependence, alcohol dependence. We may become angry. Chronic stress can lead to disease. It can lead to heart disease. It can lead to chronic disease. We need to be able to find ways to manage it. It's pretty easy, or pardon the pun, stress-free to manage your stress. Exercise regularly. Have a well-balanced diet. Get plenty of rest. Put on some mood music. Get a massage. Meditate. Do some yoga. Socialize. You may wonder why they chose me to speak to you. I'm the poster child of stress. 5 years ago, I found myself in an ambulance, not once, not twice, but 3 times on my way to the ER. I'd been working overtime for 3 months. I'd gotten a cold and I wasn't getting over it. It was the Christmas season. Need I say more? I found that I was getting a little lightheaded when I was talking to people, even just sitting down and resting. And I pushed it aside, saying, I'm going to be on holiday vacation soon. I'll get rest then. My body had other plans. It decided to pull the plug. One day I was walking in the office to deliver a file. My head started to twitch. I pushed it aside. I got up and I walked with the file. I took a few steps. My whole left side of my face and my whole left side of my body went numb. There was no place to grab, no place to sit, so I knelt down. Talk about embarrassing. I went to the doctors. They ran tests. Couldn't find anything. Ended up on short-term disability, sleeping 15 hours a day. Too weak to brush my own hair. Couldn't provide for my family anymore. Eventually, I went for counseling. Learned how to deal with my stress. I'm very passionate about this. I don't want other people to go through what I did. My advice to you, keep a journal. Have an outlet. Eat right. Sleep right. Have fun. Laughter truly is the best medicine. And if you still find yourself struggling, talk to your doctor. Find a counselor or support group. Because you are important. Don't let stress rule you. Thank you.